When it comes to camping, people normally like to trash Baba mains, but what they often seem to forget is that before him there was the Hag. These days when a new killer drops, we often get an early glimpse of their power thanks to leaks from data miners. However, in the case with the Hag, behavior actually leaked her themselves through her personal daily rituals, which they accidentally started assigning to some players several weeks before her release. Since I started playing the game around patch 1.5.1, I didn't experience the original version of the Hag myself, so I can only imagine the impression she made on people back then with her absolutely awesome design and animations. Unfortunately though, this is where my compliments are going to stop, because gameplay-wise the old Hag was nowhere near her today's glory. Much like the Trapper, the release version of the Hag suffered from an extremely slow trap setting speed. Setting one trap used to take her a whole 6 seconds, which is, get it, 3 times slower than in the live version. As a matter of fact, with some rare exceptions, using traps mid-chase wasn't the smartest idea, because the survivor would most likely just start holding Shift and W, and by the time you were done with the trap, they would already be sitting in the next tile, making you catch up with them again. So you found... Oh, you wanna do it here, okay? Why? Bro, why am I even faking? Let me just put it right here. Oh my god, bro, please, bro. Wait, what? Bro, I can't even see you. Are you that far? The f, man, what? No, wait, okay, I give up, I give up. Just no. But hey, who said it was the only way to play the old Hag? After all, you could always put your traps where you wanted in advance and then simply make survivors run into them. This way you would get to use your ability without having to worry that your obnoxiously long trap setting animation is gonna let the survivor escape. Isn't that great? Well, depends on the definition of great, because in order to make this strat viable, you would need to use all 10 of your traps, and having to spend 6 seconds on each of them would essentially cost you a whole minute of the game. And this is not even taking into account the time you would need to get from one tile to another, because obviously you don't want to have all of your traps in one spot. Add that to the equation and congrats, you've just lost 3 gens. Another problem of the old Hag was her short teleporting range. At the release it was 8 meters shorter than today, which means that the Hag could teleport to the traps that were triggered only within 32 meters from her. Let's see, I'm gonna go back to the boat. Yeah, I'm gonna chill here. Can you trigger one? That's not 32 meters. Next one. Hello? I can't do it. Another one? Yeah, there you go. So that's basically, bro, that's 32 meters. Just for context, some maps during that era were like 5 times longer than this distance. And if you ended up on one of them, you didn't have much choice but to limit yourself to only one specific area of the map, infest it with traps, and don't go farther than 3 steps away from it. Because otherwise, when the traps started triggering, there was a huge chance that they would simply be out of reach and you wouldn't be able to teleport to them. Now that I've said it, I realize that it's not that much different from what some hacks like to do these days. But unlike today, back then it wasn't a choice, but rather a lack of choice. But even staying near your traps didn't always guarantee that you would be able to use them, because until patch 6.7.0, survivors could instantly get rid of them by burning them with flashlights, firecrackers, and after the release of the Nemesis chapter, also flashbang. Alright. Alright, let's just drop it. Did I burn it? Yeah. I got it. I didn't know that was even possible. Moreover, later it would also become possible to burn traps which have already been triggered. This way you made the Hag's clones disappear earlier and therefore gave her significantly less time to react and teleport to you. Well, let us go away. Go away, go away. Okay. Put it right here. Okay. Now I'm gonna scare it. And... See? See, it's gone, bro. I thought it was tripping. I legitimately even like started gaslighting myself into like thinking that I just made this up. Can you do it again? And go. Yeah.
It works.
While by today's standards this mechanic might seem a little unfair, it was a necessary evil, because at the release the hag's traps couldn't be wiped away, so burning them was basically the only way to get rid of them without setting them off. Hey guys, post-recording Cozy here. While we were testing the 1.3.1 version of the hag, it turned out that on top of all the bullshit you've just heard, she also couldn't move and attack for several seconds after teleporting. So yeah, whenever you see in this video that I'm giving my friend too much time to run away from the trap, I'm not doing this on purpose. The game actually stuns me after using my power and I just can't do anything about it. Also, I haven't found anything about it in the hag's patch notes, so it might be just a bug of the specific DBD version that we were playing. But if it's not, I mean, what was even the point of her ability then?
So, yeah, stay there. I'm just gonna... Come on, set it. I'm not gonna go far... Yeah, right here. Trigger it. And yeah, you're right. Yeah, there's like, I'm like standing inside of my clone and it just won't let me move until the clone like disappears. I don't know why.
Yes, the old hag's ability sucked and often felt more like a burden than an actual advantage. However, you had to keep using it, because without it, you were forced to chase survivors on foot like a generic M1 schmuck, which, let's be honest, even the new hag can't afford. But for the old hag, it was literally a death sentence, and here's why. First of all, originally her terror radius was 28 meters, which is not that much bigger compared to 24 she has now. But these 4 extra meters, combined with her slower movement speed of 4.4 meters per second, allowed survivors to hear her several seconds earlier, and preemptively get in a strong position where they would be able to loop her till kingdom come.
Alright, I'm just gonna run across the map, and we're gonna see when you're gonna become visible. Right now. Yeah. Basically, that's your terror radius. That's pretty far, I'm not gonna lie.
Second, for about a year and a half after the release, the hag had a bug which caused her to vault slower than other killers. That is on top of the fact that in the old DBD, vaulting was about twice slower for all killers. So just imagine trying to counter, let's say, the killer shack window with this, or any other safe window for that matter.
Ooh, this is gonna be a lovely one. Jesus! Bro! Oh my god, like, it feels like she's literally... like, you know, freezing mid-vault. What the hell is this? Oh, no. I won't be able to catch you this way. Oh, I think you messed up. Yeah, bro. All DVD connection.
And the cherry on top of this cake made of dog shit was that until patch 2.2.0, the hag, much like all other 4.4 killers, had a slower speed during launch attacks. In the live version, if you hold M1 while running, it literally looks like the hag starts skiing. That's how fast and long it is. At the release, not so much. It might not be that noticeable from the survivor POV, but if you actually play a game or two as the old hag, you'll definitely feel robbed a couple of times, because you couldn't reach a survivor in a pallet or window.
This is probably gonna take me a while to catch up. And launch from here. Oh my... Is that supposed to be a launch? What? Bro, is this a lot? Oh my god. Stop switching pallets, bro. Okay. Alright, I mean... It felt short, but I guess it was enough to reach.
By the way, while we're messing around in DBD 1.3.1, if you want to see me showcase other old killers as well, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, cause this way you're not gonna miss my new videos. Also, you can help me decide in the comments which killer should be next. I'm kinda torn between Myers, Hunters, and Clown at the moment. As you can see, the first version of the hag looked kinda pale to say the least. And honestly, she would have probably sunk into oblivion even before her first quality of life update, if it wasn't for one thing. She was exceedingly good at camping. Look for yourself, when most killers resort to camping, all their resources go to controlling just one survivor on the hook. Meanwhile, the rest of the team is left completely unattended, and if they have more than 3 brain cells, they will definitely use this time to get back at you by gen rushing. With the hag though, things are a little more complicated, because in order to camp, she doesn't really need to stay near the hook. She just needs to leave a trap there, and now she's free to patrol the gens within her teleporting range. The moment someone comes for the rescue, they will most likely trigger the trap, and she'll be able to come back faster than survivors can say easy. But the original hag had even more to offer, because back in the day survivors couldn't bypass her traps by crouching. It still made them go off as if they were trying to run over them. So if you left at least one trap at the hook, you could be 100% sure that no one would be able to sneak past it. The trap would go off anyway, as soon as the survivor was within about 6 meters away from it.
I still can't see. Oh, shit, yeah. What? Bro, I was crouching. What the hell? Another one? What, bro? Bro, how is this? I don't get it.
In fact, even if a survivor was sitting completely motionless near a place where you were setting a trap, it would still cause it to activate as soon as the setting animation was over. Because apparently before patch 1.5.0, the only trigger condition for traps was the survivor's proximity.
I'm just gonna put one... Come on. No, don't move, don't move. You're gonna trigger them. What? I'm sorry? What? No. This cannot be, bro. Wait. Let's try and do this again. Okay. Wait. For real, bro?
First thing I thought about when I discovered this fact was that basically with the old hag, you couldn't hide near a place where she was about to hook someone, because if she decided to put a trap there, it would instantly compromise your position. But fortunately, it only worked if you had a direct line of sight to the trap. If you were hiding behind an object, like a rock or a barrel, the trap wouldn't activate.
Let me try that. See? Even the barrel protects you from the trap. Can you like get from behind the barrel? Come over here. Yeah, there you go. As soon as you move, as soon as you just go anywhere, there's line of sight and it just explodes.
My favorite part about camping hags, and I'm using big air quotes when I'm saying favorite, was when there was not one but several traps at the hook and you activated all of them at the same time. In this case, the game would start dropping frames like crazy and turn into a slideshow, because the older versions of Dead by Daylight were so poorly optimized they couldn't even handle several hack clones pop up at the same time. And that's not even mentioning that on top of it, sometimes triggering traps could randomly rotate your camera and make your character start moving in a completely different direction.
Wait, oh, yeah, you're not done yet. Yeah, you are. Okay, I'm just gonna run through all of them, and that's probably gonna explode my PC, but okay. Oh my god, oh, what? What the? Bro! Oh my, bro, oh my god, no, bro, my camera is dying. My camera is freaking dying. It was like going left, right. That was just, imagine going through something like this in a real game.
Can't say if this thing was exclusive for the earlier versions of the hag, so feel free to correct me in the comments. But even if it does still happen in the live version, I'm sure it doesn't feel as disorienting as it used to, because the frame rate in the modern DBD is way more stable. When it comes to the killers released during the first 2 years of the game, their original add-ons are often quite different from those that they end up with eventually. However, this can be said about the hag, cause her add-ons haven't seen any significant changes since they first appeared in the game. So just like today at the release, they either enhanced the basic properties of your traps, namely the setting speed, trigger zone, active time, and teleporting range, or they gave them completely new properties like, for example, aura rating, deafening, slowdown, and so on. Basically, the only thing that was different about the old hag's add-ons was that besides making you stronger, most of them also had negative effects. In the case with the yellow and green add-ons, it created this weird vicious circle where you couldn't get rid of the previous debuff without trading it for another one. For example, let's say you brought an add-on which reveals the survivor's aura when they trigger a trap. This would cause your traps to have a reduced trigger zone, and in order to compensate for it, you would need an add-on with the opposite effect. But using this add-on would in turn make your mud clones disappear faster, and at that point there was nothing you could do about it, because you can't equip more than 2 add-ons. The worst scenario was when as your final debuff you ended up with an increased trap setting speed, because combined with the already slow trap setting speed you had by default, it meant that now each trap would cost you about 8 seconds.
Honestly, I'm afraid. I'm afraid to see that. I'm afraid to witness this, but okay, let's man up and let's do this. And no! Have you seen that, bro? Let's do it again. Come on, do it. I was like spamming the button, bro, please, bro. Why you do? No, this is not normal. I don't know. This is what the f was it? What the f were they thinking?
The situation with the purple and eerie add-ons was no better. For example, Scarred Hand, which gives your clones collisions on top of removing your ability to teleport to traps, also used to reduce your movement speed. Disfigured Ear, which deafens survivors when they set off traps, used to make your clones disappear much faster. Waterlogged Shoe, which slows down survivors within the trap trigger range and removes the ability to teleport to traps, didn't have a movement speed bonus. And Mean Track, which allows you to teleport to any trap on the map, had a 15 seconds long cooldown. So yeah, good luck winning with that. The first update for the Hag came out 4 days after her debut. It wasn't something big, but rather just a hotfix for a much complained issue with disfigured ear. The thing is that originally, in order to imitate the shell shock effect, this add-on didn't just muffle the sounds on the survivor's end. It actually used to produce a high-pitched whistle that you sometimes hear in movies after explosions. Only this whistle was so disgustingly implemented that I swear only masochists can enjoy listening to it for longer than a half-life. As a matter of fact, in patch 1.3.1b, the whistle was removed and replaced with the effect we have currently. And after this, the devs went on a 10-month cooldown, during which the Hag didn't receive a single substantial update. Things started changing only in the spring of 2017. Patch 1.5.0 finally addressed one of the Hag's biggest issues, which was her trap setting speed. It was reduced by 2 seconds, which didn't make a huge difference, but it was definitely a good start. Another important change that was introduced in this patch was that from now on, survivors could crouch over the Hag's traps without triggering them. This way, the devs ensured that the Hag finally had a fair counterplay mechanic which wasn't tied to flashlights or any other items, while also making her way less annoying to deal with when she was camping. The next update for the Hag took the devs another 10 months. Shortly after the release of the Pig chapter, they finally acknowledged the problem with her terror radius, which in combination with her slower movement speed didn't allow her to approach survivors on gens without scaring them off too early. In patch 1.9.3, the Hag's terror radius was reduced by 4 meters, making it 24 meters like that of most 4.4 killers these days. 4 months after this, in patch 2.0.0, behavior finally addressed the bug that had been causing the Hag to vault slower than other killers. It's hard to say if this issue had been there since her release, or if it had been introduced only in version 1.7.0 when the devs increased the vaulting speed of all killers for the first time. But in any case, we're most likely talking about months here.
Wait, what is it? Oh, yeah, never mind. Oh well. Yeah, I'm not sure. She still sort of like freezes on top of the window. I mean, it is faster, but it's probably like faster because they buffed the overall vaulting speed.
Even though all these changes were pretty important, they were still just a prelude compared to what happened to the Hag just a month later in patch 2.1.0. This is where the devs sped up her trap setting animation by 2 more seconds and increased the teleporting range from 32 meters to 40. This increased the dynamics of her gameplay and improved her map control by a huge margin. But most importantly, in this patch, behavior revisited all of the Hag's add-ons. I guess they turned out to be better than the devs expected, because instead of reworking them into something new like they often do with other killers, they simply removed all of their negative attributes. And for some of them, they even introduced more positive effects, like for example in the case with the waterlogged shoe. That's how it received its signature speed bonus of 7.5%, which in combination with play with your food turned the Hag into the fastest killer in the game.
Okay, can you run again? Yeah, like this, and stop. I'm just gonna go far and like look away. Yeah, I guess 3 is the maximum. Oh, wait. Yeah, I think it's working, bro. Look at my speed. Look at my speed, bro. Look at my speed. Bro, I'm like, I feel like Wraith when he runs the speed up add-ons.
This was quickly followed by 2 more updates. The first one standardized the launch attack of all 4.4 killers so that it's the same speed as that of 4.6 ones. This gave the Hag her famous reach that in my opinion as a survivor sometimes feels even more annoying to deal with than trying to dodge Freddy's long arm. The second one simply reduced the Hag's footstep audio, which before that was so loud that sometimes it literally pierced through the chase music. It wasn't something game-breaking, but it was just weird that one of the smallest killers in the game made so much noise. After this, the devs took a break from the Hag, a very long break, which lasted for about 5 years. During this time, the Hag received only one minor cosmetic update, namely a hatch closing animation, which was introduced for all killers following the hatch rework. Interesting fact, since for all of her interactions the Hag uses her claw, closing the hatch didn't become an exception, which made the Hag one of the few killers with a unique hatch closing animation. In late 2022, behavior tier completed, the hag with a custom menu and chase music, and honestly, I thought that was it. I mean, what else could you possibly ask for when according to some killer players, she was already A tier? However, the devs had something else planned for her. In patch 6.7.0, as a part of the global nerf of the light burn mechanic, they made her traps immune to flashlights and pretty much any other sources of light. As a trade-off, survivors were given the ability to wipe the traps away, which takes a little longer than burning them, but at least this way you don't need any items to do it. The only issue that I've got with this is that, dude, I just miss my flashlights.